If you'd like to work along with me at home, open the Project Files folder, Lesson 6 folder, and Modifying a Workbook. In the previous video, I used this same workbook and made some changes to it. I didn't save any of those changes. I just closed that workbook and reopened it again, so now it's fresh and pristine and ready to get started. This video is all about slowing things down a little bit and giving you more detail and maybe a couple other ways of doing things and expounding on the video that preceded it. This particular video is about formatting worksheet tabs, so let's get to it. We can change the name of a worksheet by simply right-clicking on its Sheet tab and choosing Rename. This highlights the Sheet tab, and then you can just simply type in a new name. LA will be a good name for this one. As we saw in the previous video, another way of changing a worksheet name is just to double-click on it. This just saves you one mouse click. Here we'll just type in Chicago. And yet a third way of doing things, and to my way of thinking, probably the least convenient, is to select the worksheet that you want to change, and then go up to the ribbon to the Home tab, Styles group, and click the Format button. And then just choose Rename Sheet. Again, it just highlights the name of the worksheet, and then you just type in a new name. In this case, we'll put in Pittsburgh. Looking for some color in your life? Well, it's easy to change the color of the sheet tabs as well. To change LA, we'll just right-click on it and choose Tab Color. Pick any color you like. If you want the colors to change whenever you change the theme of your workbook, then use the theme color. But if you always want the colors to remain the same, regardless of the theme you're working with, then use a standard color. I like things to be flexible, so I'm just going to choose a theme color. If you'd like to color multiple worksheet tabs the same color, you can do it all at the same time by selecting more than one worksheet at a time. Well, how do you do that? Well, you may remember from an earlier video when we were talking about how to select cells that one of the ways you could select multiple cells is to click in one cell, hold down the Shift key, and then click in some other cell. And then everything between the two clicks gets selected. So it's click, and then Shift-click somewhere else. Well, you can do the same thing with worksheets. If you click on the first worksheet that you want to select, and then Shift-click on the second worksheet that you want to select, or it doesn't matter how many you have, you could go clear out to the end. Every worksheet between the first one you click on and the last one you Shift-click on is going to be selected. Now here you can see that both Chicago and Pittsburgh are white in color. That's how you know they've both been selected. So now if you change one, they're both going to change. So just right-click on either one and tell it to change the tab color. When I click back on LA, you can see that both Chicago and Pittsburgh are now the color I chose. If you'd like to change multiple worksheet tab colors to the same color that aren't sitting right next to each other, then you could use the Control key. Remember in that same lesson on selecting cells, we could click on one cell and then use the Control key to click on other cells. Holding the Control key down, every cell we click on, or a range of cells that we select, is going to be selected. Well, it works the same way here with sheet tabs. So if you click on LA, hold down the Control key, and then click on Pittsburgh, you can see LA and Pittsburgh have both turned white, indicating that they're now selected. And then just right-click on one of them and choose Tab Color. Pick whatever color you like, and then you can click on Chicago to see the change. Or how about this one? Right-click on any sheet tab and choose Select All Sheets. That just selects everything. Then if you just change one of them, they all change. And as if that weren't enough. All right, how about one more? Let's click on Pittsburgh. Now we're going up to the Home tab on the ribbon, into the Format button, and then we're just going to choose Tab Color, and then you can just pick whatever color you like. So there you go, 4 or 5 different ways to change the colors of your worksheet tabs. My suggestion is just pick one that you like and stick with that and don't get overwhelmed with the details.